this turned around the right way. Now I need to just work out how I can do this so that you guys can all see. Alright, let me get that skin pulled back a bit. It just sits in there. Alright, next part. Do you remember that little plastic part? That goes in next. Please don't forget about that, or you'll have to pull it apart again. And that just sits up the back here. Just sits in here. Okay, into a little black square part. So that's in now. Now we get our back plate, which is still hanging off the edge here. Now you'll see the hole in the back plate there up the top. Can't really show you too well because the wire's in the way. There we go, that hole up the top there. Well, it's on the left now. That sits over that white part that we just put in. And that just presses down. Alright, so now we need to get the screws in. Just turn my board around here so I've got them in the right order. Alrighty. Back screw number 1. Alrighty, back screw number 2. Sorry about that. I've got the body curling in on me. Alright, there we go. The back screws are in place. Front ones are a little easier. Much easier to get to. Alright, there we have it. Now we have to put this black plate back. So again, just lift up the skin and pop it straight back on. Now I'm going to actually remove this front part because I find it's easy to screw the back in first. You may not find it to be like that, but I did. So this, it's got to go back under here. Now you can feel it with your fingers, there's a little groove for it to sit in. Alrighty, peel the skin back for the last time and get these screws tightened up. Alrighty, now we pop this bit on and voila, get the last one done. There we have it. So that's your Pleo's body all back together. Now the rest of it is relatively straightforward. Just come around the other side again. Okay, we're now onto the home stretch. So I've just got Lilo on her side here so I can thread the cable underneath. Hopefully without blocking the view too much. I just use a screwdriver to help thread it through. Now at this stage, because you've got no cables in there at all, it's pretty flexible, the neck. Alrighty, one to go. Alrighty, there you are. That's it for the time being. It needs to be attached up here, but we'll do that in a sec. Okay, now we'll do the same thing along the top. It's fairly straightforward. My cable end's a bit frayed here from earlier. It's making it a little bit tricky to poke through. I'll trim that up in a minute. Alright, there we go. Now it's just a matter of taking the head off and tightening these cables up. Just move that out of the way. Alright, I need my larger screwdriver. So swing Lilo around here. You see we got the new cable through. If I pull that, the head will stay up nicely. So once again, we have to take the head off. So if you remember from earlier, got 2 screws on one side. That's one, just stick them down. There's 2. And one on this side. Don't mind me getting in the way here. Okay, so just like before, that head is now loose. I think I'm going to have to turn Lilo's side on. Sorry if that affects the view a bit, but I'm using my hands here. Alright, I'm going to tighten the top cable first. Now just like before, I'm going to thread it through for a bit of extra strength. Because then when we put the head back on, it jams that in there very tightly. So you want this neck cable nice and tight. Let's see if I can thread it through again. So my finger's in the way, I'll just lower that so I can hopefully do it without my fingers being so much in the way. Alrighty, there we go. Now we're going to tighten this up. Put that sitting in there. Make sure the neck is nice and straight. That looks pretty good. just going to stick this down with a bit of blue tack for now. Hopefully that'll hold it in place. Hopefully. Might not stay. And I'll pop a bit of blue tack, a bit of super glue on here. Again. Super glue may not be the best option. I don't know yet. If you still got the metal tabs, obviously they'd be much better, but they're kind of hard to rescue. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing with the bottom. So I'm just going to trim off some of this cable. There we go. So 1 meter cable was plenty. You can never have too much, however. Alrighty. 1. 2. Okay, again, going to pull that through nice and tight. I'm going to hold that nice and tight while I just slide the head in. It's going to be a bit tricky to get in because I've got all these cables. There we go. So, sorry about my hand being in the way, and I can't really help it because I need to hold that steady. Alright, once we get a screw in, we'll be right. Alright, there we go. Got one screw in. Just get the one on the other side done. You see the neck did drop a little bit, but not too badly. I'll just give that a tighten up. Just remove that. And get that screw in. Alrighty, one more screw to go on this side. Alright, there we have it. Now I'm just going to flip Lilo over. Put a bit of glue on the bottom of this neck. And give that a nice pull as well. Alright, so that's nice and tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually leave these wires on just in case I need to make any adjustments. So I'm just going to tuck that one under there. And tuck that one under there. Just in case there's any adjustments needed. Now just give that super glue a little bit to dry, and then we can pull the skin back and we're done. Okay, that glue should be dry now. So now we just fold the skin back. And all you need to do is re-glue it all around here with a bit of, you can use super glue, just line it up nice and carefully. You can use super glue, but make sure it's one that's safe to use on rubber. So you just do that. I'm not going to do that just yet because I want to make sure the cable's working fine. So there we have it. Lilo can hold her head up again. She seems quite happy to be back.